I love the thumbnails that are like pointing at a word. I didn't post on Friday like I normally do. Why? Why, you might ask? Because I had nothing to say. Usually, even when I have nothing to say, I can figure out something to say just so I can have a video ready to go. But recently I've been quite depressed, and so it's more difficult to kind of pull something out of nothing. Pull something out of my ear, if you will. I do want you to know that I'm going to try not to just disappear. I'll try to at least leave a video saying, hey, I'm taking some time off, if I ever decide to do that. It's amazing though, even big YouTubers who have like 1 million or more subscribers will sometimes just disappear for months on end. And I get it. You have a life and you don't want to put it all on YouTube. Like, what was it? Boy in a Band. He has like 1 million, 2 million subscribers. He was just off of YouTube for a few months. No word on where he went, and then he just came back recently, and it was because he was really depressed. Luckily for me, my whole channel is based around me being depressed, so I can just keep talking about it and I'll have content. The depression I'm feeling now is weird because it's not like some that I've talked about in the past where it's like I just want to lay in bed and I feel like punched in the gut by it. This is the kind of depression where I like stare at the wall for an hour. I haven't literally done that, but it's like it just feels like you don't want to do anything. And it's the kind of depression where you don't realize that you're depressed until you look back and you're like, oh, am I depressed? I'm getting no pleasure out of anything in life except alcohol. Does that mean I'm depressed? Probably. That was another reason, I probably shouldn't admit this, but that was another reason why on Friday I didn't upload a video, because I had too much to drink and I just couldn't. I'm not going to upload a video where I'm drunk. I've done it once. I'm not doing it ever again. The only video I've put up and then deleted, I mean, it was kind of funny though. It was about, it was like I only had like 90 subscribers, so I didn't really care what I put up. So I put up a video, it was right after daylight savings time, and I was just like, why do we have to do daylight savings time? Why can't we just like be normal people with a normal clock? And it performed so poorly that I was just like, you know what? Let's get this out of here. One of the difficult things about the stuff that I talk about on my channel is in the moment, there's this big conundrum because clearly some of it feels exploitative, because it's like, do you just want attention? Is that what you're getting at? What is the point here? What am I doing? What I'm going for when I talk about any negative stuff, I'm not trying to get you to say, oh, it'll be better. Like, how about this? Well, let's come up with some code words that you can use in the comments. Instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry to hear you're feeling bad, say something else like, I can't think of it, but just say something funny and kind of absurd. What was I even talking about? See, this is the other thing. My brain just doesn't work anymore. My brain is screwed up. Let's see, depression. Yeah, people get in front of the camera. All right, here's what I was going for. Like, it can feel good for me to extrovert my feeling and talk about how I'm feeling and to kind of work through it, because sometimes I don't even really know what I'm feeling until I talk about it. But, I'm being vulnerable in the moment. But then, once I've moved beyond it, it's kind of weird for the videos to still be on YouTube, because I'm like retroactively vulnerable. There are some videos that I really just want to take down because, well, for the most part, it's because I don't think they're very good and I'm very critical. And when you're on YouTube, you can relate to this if you've ever done YouTube consistently, which I've sort of done for a couple months now. Like a week on YouTube is like a month. It feels like a month. So like a month feels like a year. Every video I make is the best video I've made, I think. Like I keep getting better. So when I look back at videos that I made in like February or January, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so bad. Even videos I made just like a couple weeks ago, I'm like, it's not very good. Why did I ever put that out there? First of all, I keep them up because for some reason it seems like people still relate to them and get something out of it. So to my chagrin, I leave them up. But also I think just out of a kind of artistic honesty or whatever, I keep them up. I don't know, maybe not honesty, maybe it's just like completeness. I'm a completist. I like everything to be there, even if I don't like it anymore. No, I'm not gonna re-upload the drunk daylight savings time video. It's gone forever. I actually deleted it. I didn't just make it private, I deleted it. It's also embarrassing because most people, when they come to my channel, the first video they see is either the INFJ fade, the INFJ stare, or why INFJs leave relationships. It's usually one of those three, and none of them are very good. I think the INFJ stare is okay because I kept it very short. It's like a 5-minute video. It's like succinct, man. You know, when I made that video, I don't think I even had 1,000 subscribers. So there's a learning curve, and you learn how to act in front of a camera, and maybe one day I will have learned that, but like I think I'm getting better. I think I'm also getting more expressive as time goes on. Someone in a comment recently said, "You're not INFJ, you're too expressive." And I'm like, it's ironic because that's the other thing, is that some of these old videos I say stuff that's like kind of unclear and could be interpreted as being wrong, not true, or maybe I just said the wrong thing. Like I said in the INFJ fade, INFJs can be expressionless. Now can sometimes be expressionless. So there are my wiggle words so I can get out of there. Can be sometimes expressionless, which is true. I think any introvert can be expressionless sometimes when you're just in observation mode. But when an INFJ is using that extroverted feeling, they get a bit expressive. See, that's my expressiveness. Whereas, say, an INFP, if you know enough INFPs, you can see like there's a kind of unexpressiveness with them, where you're never really sure what's going on. Whereas I think INFJs are almost like trying to make sure you know what's going on with their face, to a point where sometimes it can seem over the top. If you're using your extroverted feeling. If you're not, if it's not very well developed, then you can be unexpressive. So that is to say, anyone can do anything. I don't know. Maybe the INFPs will get offended. They'll be like, dude, I'm expressive. Look how expressive I am. I'm so expressive. It's not that INFPs aren't expressive. It's just that it feels like kind of lukewarm expressiveness, where you're not really sure, are they being real right now? What's going on? I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying this. This is just my unverified opinions of one guy, one idiot on YouTube, from one idiot to another. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. You're not an idiot. What is this vlog about? Can someone tell me? Anyway, I'm very depressed. I feel truly lost and hopeless, and like I don't know what I'm doing. And it's difficult for me to make videos when I feel like that, because it's like it's a difficult balance to come to make a video about something from some kind of place of authority. You know, sometimes my channel gets kind of this self-help oh dear, shoot me now. Self-help vibe, or like self-improvement vibe, you know, like some of these other a-hole channels. where I'm trying to like, let's get enlightened, man. Let's get enlightened together, you and me. And what kind of jerk? Who am I to tell you anything? Like, let's get real. The only thing that I have any authority to tell you is how I feel, what's going on up here. That's the only authority I have. Even like explaining Myers-Briggs stuff, it's sort of like I don't have the firmest grasp on it all. I'm not an expert. I'm not trained in it. I looked into the Myers-Briggs training because there's one near me in maybe it's next month, but it's like it's expensive. It's like a few $1,000s. All for what? See, the thing is, I worry that I would like do this training, spend $3,000 or whatever for a 3-day training, and then as I'm going through it, realize this is just stuff I could have learned online for free on like YouTube. This is why people say Myers-Briggs is like a big scam, because the actual official Myers-Briggs company seems like they're only in it for the money. Like that Frank Zappa album, we're only in it for the money. Whereas I think there is something useful in Myers-Briggs personality typing, but I want to make a response video to Vox made a video called Why the Myers-Briggs Test is Meaningless or something like that. The salient point that they make is that the test itself is flawed, but then they go and try to make it seem like, well, because of that, the whole thing is meaningless and worthless. And plus it's an irritating video. Plus it has 1 million views, so maybe I can swipe some of those views if I make a response video. Of course, it was made like 2 years ago, so I'm a little bit late. You know, I don't really like that kind of journalism where it's like, you know, this thing, it's actually meaningless. You should stop doing it. You should stop following it. It's like this really condescending tone, like, we know better than you, so you ought to just drop it. Hey, gotcha, you suck. You know this thing you believed? You know God, he's not real. We found it out through this mathematical equation. Speaking of offending people, I got my first comment this week of someone who said I unsubscribed because they got offended because I made a joke at the end of one of the videos. Which one was it? I made a joke where I said, if I'm mistyped, I hope I'm ESTP, because that would be the greatest story ever told. I was just riffing off of that and saying it would be the greatest story ever told. You could make a movie about it and show it instead of that movie about Jesus, because there's a movie about Jesus called The Greatest Story Ever Told. And I said you could show that instead. And it's this thing I do occasionally called a joke. And this person got offended and said, did you really just mock Jesus? I unsubscribed. And it's sad because this person was like a regular commenter, but apparently couldn't take a joke. I didn't mock Jesus. I connected a movie title to something absurd, like some nobody like me being mistyped in a personality test. Like, it's funny. But some people can't joke about anything relating to the things they hold dear. And I hope if you who unsubscribed, if you happen to be watching, I'm sorry that you misunderstood my joke and got offended at something you shouldn't have been offended by. You know, I haven't really gone in depth about my religious journey, my spiritual journey, like my views on Christianity and all that. And so I think because I haven't been explicit about it, people assume whatever they want. People assume that I'm, you know, some anti-Christian something, and other people assume that I'm like, you know, fundamentalist Christian. It's really like whatever you want to project on me, you probably could. So maybe I'll make a video going into depth about my boring story of religion and all that, because it's somewhat interesting. So maybe I'll make a video going into depth about my boring story, because it's somewhat interesting. Like, to give you a preview, I feel like I'm in a religious no man's land where I don't really fit anywhere. With no religion and no lack of religion. I feel like there's no there's no group that I've found that really does what I want it to do, as selfish as that may seem. I'm also toying with the idea of, when it comes around to August, don't hold me to this, but I'm thinking I want to try vlogging every day, or at least 5 days a week. Not because I think it would be good, but because I want to see what happens when I force myself to create every day. Where can I go with that? In other news, one of my regular commenters, Martin, he said, "Dude, you stalled out in subscribers. What are we gonna do?" The reason it's stalling is because a Myers-Briggs channel can really only get to like 20,000 maximum. Look around. There's no channel that's Myers-Briggs specific that is above 20K that I've seen. So I'm gonna have to branch. I mean, I already branched beyond that. I make videos like this. I hope that when I branch out and do other crazy stuff, you all won't abandon me, because I have abandonment fears. And if you abandon me and leave a comment saying I unsubscribed, you're gonna have to fish me out of the river. Alright, so let me end on a good note, because no note in here has been good so far. In my talking about my guitars segments, here's my most recent guitar. It's a Martin, shoot, I don't even remember what the model is of this. 0015, or is it an 18? I forget. I suck. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's probably written inside the guitar. Nope, it's not. Yeah, there it is. It's a 00015M with the sunburst finish. This is my first American-made guitar, my first Martin. It's a little expensive, but I got it used off of Reverb.com from a music store in Indiana, and this was like the floor model, so it's not really that used. It was just in a music store. It's such a great guitar. It was worth the money. Everyone will be like, I unsubscribed when he did that do. People asked in the last video, why didn't you play the bass? Well, remember that thing where I said the wiring didn't work? That's why. And if I played it unplugged, it wouldn't sound like much. This is a great guitar. I love it. I bought it December 2016. I actually featured it in one of my first videos. It was not very good. Don't watch it. Alright, so this is going to be a nightmare to edit, but thanks for watching. Thanks for watching! Winners will be notified. Leave a like or two. Subscribe if you haven't already, and for some reason this convinced you to subscribe. I hope to see you again really soon. Till next time, stay cool and attractive.